Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so tomorrow we have on both versions, as part of the Golden Week celebration, the EZA coming out for the physical Piccolo. So this is one I know that people have been looking forward to for a long time, myself included. He's definitely looking very, very good. They didn't give him a crazy amount of extra like buffs and abilities, but he didn't really need it, right? He already had the building blocks to be a very, very good EZA. There are even some events where you could kind of still get away with running him as long as you could hide him, right? Because he's an infinite stacker. He has a scouter effect all the time. What was the actual things they added? It was a chance to additional super, which is obviously really good for an infinite stacking unit. And then, of course, we have, once he is transformed or fused with Kami, he has the 40% damage reduction, gets the additional super chance, which is a great chance as long as your HP is 77% or more at the start of the turn. He builds up chance to crit. The more HP you have, the more chance you have. He recovers 10% HP if your HP is 7% or less, and you get an extra 10% if HP is 40% or less, and he still has the scouter effect. And to transform, all you need to do is have another Namekian on the team, with, was it HP 70% or more starting from the 4th turn. Pretty easy to do considering how much healing not just this guy gives you, but the teams that he's on can give you. So I'm looking forward to this. Obviously post EZA he becomes a full 170 and 4 key lead for Namekians. So with the new releases, like Namekians is actually going to be quite a fun team. I'm looking forward to doing some videos using them, so let me know what stages you would like to see beaten with a full Namekians team. But we're going to talk about his EZA, and the weakness for his EZA is power absorption. So here's a normal 30 stage EZA and the normal rules apply. No same name units. You beat the 30 stages, you get all the medals, you get a bunch of the physical Kais. And obviously if you want to go past stage 30, you can farm for extra Hercule statues to make some Zenny. Obviously now with the Zenny Shop update on Global as well, you can get infinite Barber points by farming EZAs for Hercule statues, selling them for Zenny, using the Zenny to buy Awakening medals, and then trading those Awakening medals for Barber points. So that is always a good strategy. The typing that is going to get the massive damage reduction, unsurprisingly, is Int. But also all super types as well. So super type units basically won't be able to do damage. So you want to be running extreme AGL, Tech, Physical, and STR. So as always with my team building guides, I'm going to go over my top picks and honourable mentions. Let me know down below in the comment section if you think there's any units I missed out or any aspects of a unit that I should have talked more about. And of course, if you do find the guide helpful at all, do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So let's go ahead and jump in. So straight away, the best leader to use is going to be the AGL Cell. He has returned quite a few times, including being on the current banners. So obviously if you've done any summons, you might have actually pulled this guy for the first time, or you've pulled some dupes for him. Power Absorption is one of his 170s, and then obviously any androids that you bring are going to get the extra 30% for the full 200% lead. Cell can be weak defensively, at least in slot 1. In his first form. As he transforms, he starts to get like extra dodge. He does have the rage mode, which can be activated when HP is 50% or less when you get to this point. So the thing is, if you have him on turn 1, you're not going to get this transformation until turn 5, which EZAs don't usually go for that long. So you're probably not going to see Perfect Cell very often. But this guy, very good for a leader skill, is definitely able to put out some decent damage. Best leader skill for the team, and is a very solid unit. Now, if you don't have this guy yet for some reason, there is still, of course, the Boo-Tanks, or Go-Tank, yeah, Martian Boo Go-Tanks, or Boo-Tanks. Power Absorption or Martian Power, 4 key, HP 130, attack and defense 170. So missing a little bit of HP, but should definitely still be fine to use as a leader. He recovers HP at the start of the turn, which is good. He does get extra key per orb. He has built-in chance to launch an additional. You have to get his 18 key to stack his defense, but he can be very good. He doesn't transform until the 4th turn, or, well, can transform. It's an active skill. So you might be able to transform and then get that turn off as a finisher. But this guy, I don't know if I would run him on the team unless it was to run him as like the backup leader skill, because I do think there are some other units that will be more useful to bring over him if you were running Cell, for example. But if you don't have Cell, then obviously he has the next best leader skill. And then after him, or a unit that you could obviously run alongside him quite effectively, is the new Super Boo. This is obviously only for JP. This EZA is coming out on both versions at the same time, but obviously only JP has this LR Super Boo. He has a Majin Buu Saga or Heavenly Events leader skill for 4 key and 150. So obviously there are a bunch of Boos on this team. We're going to talk about a bunch of them in this video. So you could run his leader skill, and obviously all of those guys will be under the Majin Buu Saga lead. So this guy definitely can be very good. There is technically a Fused Fighters category enemy because we're fighting Piccolo, who is on Fused Fighters because he fuses with Kami. So this guy does have guaranteed guard against him. So put this guy in slot 1, put LR Bootanks in slot 2, and then off you go, right? So this guy definitely a top pick for you JP players out there if you are running Bootanks. I would honestly say if you have this guy, I would run him and run the Bootanks just because that rotation would be good. So I think that's probably the only instance where I would run the Bootanks, unless you're having to run him as for the leader skill. But definitely could be a very strong rotation. And then of course there is this guy. He's been around for a while. He has a power absorption lead for 120. He has a power absorption support unit as well. He does give you a bit of healing. He has built-in chance to dodge. So I would probably bring this guy on the team just in general anyway, just to be a support unit. He certainly can be very effective to help boost the rest of the team. Next up we have this Cell. So he has an Android/Cell Saga lead, so you could run a bunch of the cells with him if you don't have any of the other leaders. But if you are running any of the other cells, or even the AGL Cell lead, this guy's going to be very useful because he does have type advantage. He has damage reduction because Piccolo is an Android/Cell Saga unit, right? Because he is from that part of the show, as we should all know at this point. So he gets extra buffs against him, and then he buffs Android/Cell Saga Extreme Allies, so any of the other cells that you're bringing are going to get support from this guy. So if you're running other cell units, this guy's probably a must-run on the team for all of those reasons, right? Type advantage, he's fighting the right enemy for his full passive, and he's supporting the other cells on the team. Plus he has links like Big Bad Bosses, which some of the other units we'll mention have who aren't cells, so he can fit in very, very nicely. Then we have this Cell. He's a World Tournament card, but if you do have him, he's definitely very good. He greatly raises attack and defense on his super attack. He buffs all extreme class allies, 2 key and 30%. So if you're bringing a team that's a mix of like Boos, Cells, there's some other units we're going to talk about, he'll be supporting all of them. And then he doesn't get the high chance to launch an additional super because they're only facing one enemy, but he can certainly be very good. After he gets his super off, his defense is pretty decent. Maybe stage 30, if he eats a super, he'll take a lot of damage, but he definitely is going to be very useful to bring to support the team. Then we have the STR Super Boo. So this is more so another one for the JP players, because obviously he got his EZA as part of the anniversary. Global does not have this yet. With pre-EZA, you probably could get away with running him, right? Because at least he does have type advantage. He's going to link up well with the other Boo units. Now, if you're on JP, he has the same name as the new LR. I know a bunch of people probably won't have the new LR. Or, to be honest, if you have the new LR at like 55%, but you have this guy EZA'd like Rainbow, he's probably better to just bring this guy, right? Because of the type advantage. So he can be very good. Global, like I say, you probably could get away with running him without his EZA, but I would probably only do that if you are running pretty much like a full team of Boos, right, and you want another good link partner for them. So he can be pretty good. He doesn't transform until turn 5, so you're probably not going to see any of his transformations, but he can be pretty decent. Then we have this STR Boo, the Evil Boo. Now, he doesn't have a Majin Buu Saga enemy, but he's got an okay amount of defense, but that's kind of all he really gets. He doesn't get his extra super attack and chance to dodge in this event, so he's probably going to be one of the worst Boo units that you could run. But if you are going for what is essentially like a full Boo build, then this guy will still be good. He'll probably be like the worst unit on the team, but he'll still do okay. And then, of course, we have this tech, Evil Boo, or the, transforms into Evil Boo. He has a leader skill for Martian Power and Artificial Life Forms, so you actually could run him with a team that has like the Cells and some of the other androids as well as the Boo characters, so he could be a very, very good stand-in lead. I should have mentioned him near the beginning. He's actually a very good stand-in leader, so I don't know if I would run him otherwise. I've never been a big fan of this unit, but he definitely can make a great stand-in lead. Then next up we have both of the Omega Shenrons. They got their EZA obviously during the previous anniversary. Now they're not going to link up super well with the rest of the team, but they do have big bad bosses. This guy is pretty solid, right? Raising defense on his super, has built-in chance to do additionals. He can be pretty good. And this guy of course just has type advantage. He does buff full power allies, which there's not really many of, but and the enemies can't be debuffed in an EZA. So this guy doesn't really bring as much to the table other than having type advantage. So if you're going to run one of the Omega Shenrons, I would probably run the physical one, right? And then we have, for JP players once again, we have the 2 Android 17s that fuse into Super 17, which you'll never see because it's from Turn 5. These guys do get underrated a lot. Like, they have a very wonky design, and they're definitely not like the best, Dokkan Fest, but they are still very strong. They can be very, very good. There's a super class enemy, so they get extra additional super. They can definitely be very solid in this event. They don't have the best link set with some of the other units that we've mentioned, but we've got Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, so they have some decent links. They definitely could be very good on the team. Is Cell on target Goku? He should be, right? Yeah, so you could run a lot of the Cells under their lead, right? And they're going to get the full 200% lead. So they can actually make a pretty good stand-in leader as well. And then we have the LR Super 17. He has an Android's lead. So again, you could run a team with him and the Cells, and that would work pretty well. His design has always been a bit weird. He's a bit of an older unit now, but 30-stage EZAs aren't the hardest events in the world, so he definitely can still be viable here. Could be a decent option. Then we have the LR Metal Cooler. So can't really be used as a lead, right? The only Wicked Bloodline units on Power Absorption are him and the AGL Metal Cooler. And unfortunately, because this guy isn't called Metal Cooler brackets Giant Form or brackets Metal Cooler Core, they have the same name, so you can only use one of them. The LR definitely is better. He has the advantage of having the Revive. He can get hit and get built up and actually do some pretty solid damage. And he has links like Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare. We've seen, some of these links on these other units already. So Cooler could be pretty good. If you are finding the later stages a little bit difficult, then this Cooler, the fact that he has the Revive, could definitely be very, very useful. Next up we have this guy. I did show him already. If you don't have the LR, he can be pretty decent. He does have the Giant Form, so if you are starting to take quite a bit of damage in the later stages, you will get this like couple of turns of free damage, which could actually, it could definitely carry a couple of people to actually finishing the last couple of stages if you get this transformation at the right time. So he can be useful, but the LR is better overall. And then last but not least, I wanted to give a shout out to a Heroes unit, and that is the Arms, who got his EZA last year. He raises defense on super, he supports extreme class allies for key and defense, and then gives artificial life forms 30% attack, which covers a lot of the units that we've talked about already. And then as he gets hit, he builds up defense. So he can be very, very good as a support unit. He has big bad bosses, Fear and Faith, he can be very, very good. So those are my top picks and honourable mentions on Power Absorption. Like I say, I didn't mention any int units because they are unable to do damage. I guess the Jiroan 19 are pretty good defensively and heal you on super. They just heal you based on the damage that they do, right? So they're not going to... Wait, do they heal you based on the damage they do? No, they don't. So actually, it could be worth running them as another good defensive unit that can give you some heals if you are running other androids on the team. You just have to be aware that int units won't really be doing a lot of damage. And as you can see, the category is not exactly huge, right? So those were the top picks and honourable mentions. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said at the beginning, if there are any units you think I missed or should have talked more about, let me know down below. And let me know what is your team build going to look like for this physical Piccolo Extreme Z battle. So I will be live when the EZA comes out to do 30 stages on stream. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Hit that bell button so you know when I go live. Or follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. I always post everywhere when I'm about to go live. So hopefully I will see you guys at the stream and we can grind through the 30 stages together. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.